Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily, I'm an artist, and I am so happy that you found your way here. Today we are going to be hanging out and I'm going to be doing something that I've put off for a long time, but I think I am finally ready to give it a go again. And that is oil painting. I am really excited to get back into it and I hope you can join me. Just quickly before we get into it, I would love to thank the sponsor of today's video, Book of the Month. You guys know how much I love Book of the Month. They are a monthly book subscription service that aims to help readers discover new books that they love by emerging authors. They make it super easy to decide what book to read next because each month they read through hundreds of new titles and they pick 5 to 7 of the best for you to choose from. You can pick one of the new books as your book of the month, and you can also add any backlist book to your box at a discount. After making your selection, the books arrive at your door a few days later in the iconic blue box. Book of the Month also has curated audiobooks as well, which means members can choose to get a hardcover or an audiobook each month. This month I chose The Ministry of Time by Kayleen Bradley. I've been in a very sci-fi-ish mood recently and this one sounds amazing. We're going to the past, we're going to the future, and I'm excited. I also chose 5 Broken Blades by Mai Corland. This is a new fantasy that I have seen people rave about. I think there's a lot of twists and turns, which I am really into. And thanks to Book of the Month, I actually have a second copy of both of these novels to give away to one of you guys. I will share with you how you can enter to win a little bit later in the video, but for now you can go to bookofthemonth.com and for a limited time you can get your first book for only $5 using the code PETALS. Thank you so much, Book of the Month, for sponsoring today's video, and let's get into painting. Okay, so first things first, I gotta clean my palette and refresh my Gamsol, my paint thinner. I haven't seen the glass of my oil palette in a while. I actually have a video on how to make one of these palettes if you're interested. I'll have that linked up in the cards and in the description. Here I am pouring my Gamsol into another jar and I will leave it for a few days so that the sediment settles and it will be basically brand new again. I also gave my canister a little clean out, and I want to give a shout out to Michael John Nolan. He has a fantastic video on reusing solvent and it's super informative, so I will link to that as well. I definitely recommend his channel to anyone interested in oil painting. The setup and cleanup that comes with oil painting can be a pain, but when you actually get into the painting part, it is so worth it. You can also see I went through my oil paint collection and I wanted to figure out what colors I wanted to put on my palette. I will list the ones that I ended up putting on my palette, but I realized I have some pretty funky colors that I do want to play with at some point. So I'm going to start by doing a little still life study on Legion's oil paper, and I've never used this paper before. Legion sent this to me ages ago, which was super kind of them, and I just haven't gotten around to oil painting in a long time. So I'm looking forward to giving it a try finally. This paper doesn't need to be primed or anything, which is very nice, and I will be sure to let you know what I think of it in a bit. Oil paints were definitely my first love. I painted with them exclusively for years. When I started making YouTube videos more regularly, I slowly started using oils less and less. I think maybe because they are more difficult to film because of the glare, the setup and drying times are longer, the painting process is usually a lot longer than something like gouache. And that's another thing, I definitely fell in love with gouache around the same time, and I found that the longer I went without oil painting, the more daunting the task seemed. I recently came to the realization that there would never be a quote-unquote perfect time to start oil painting again, and I would always be able to come up with some reason why now wasn't the time. And when I realized that, I was like, okay, Emily, let's just do it. And even though I want to make finished paintings this year, paintings with a little more thought behind them than, say, these oranges, I needed to take the pressure off of myself and understand that I don't need to make a masterpiece right now. I just need to start. I need to start the oil painting habit again. So I'm almost treating it like I treat my sketchbook, where I will just paint whatever I feel like in that moment just to get my brush on the paper or the canvas, because right now I don't want to spend ages thinking about what to paint. I just want to do it. My goal while painting these oranges is to paint enough information that they read as oranges, but I didn't want to over render them. I wanted to have pretty big, loose brush strokes. It's been so long since I've painted with oils. I know that I have to get reacquainted with how they behave. I need to make some mistakes in order to learn, and I need to push some paintings too far in order to learn where I need to stop next time. I used this painting as an excuse to try some new things. I've also been really interested in the idea of background and foreground sort of shifting into one another. I want to play around more with shape design and making the reference my own by designing certain elements. I also always focus a lot on edges, so which edges are hard and which edges are soft. You may have heard me say this a lot in my videos, but I think it's always a good reminder. So in the end, is this painting a masterpiece? No. But did I have fun and learn some things? Yes. I really liked how this little painting came out, and I think it's because I had such a lovely time painting it. I really loved painting on the Legion oil paper. I like how the paint goes down. It's smooth, but there's a teeny bit of paper texture. It just feels really, really lovely, and I can definitely see myself using it for many little oil paintings in the future. These little paintings have gotten me out of that limbo state I was in where I was putting off oil painting for so long. I'm super excited now to continue my oil practice, and I'm happy that I can switch between gouache and oils and other mediums as I please. I know I could do that before, but I kind of put barriers in my head for some reason. I really hope you guys don't mind watching some oil painting videos now and then. I've noticed in the past that my oil painting videos don't tend to get as many views, but I've sort of realized I just need to make them anyways because I love it. I'd love to know if you are an oil painter watching, or if it's just something that you're interested in. I love hearing more about you guys and your art practices. Oh, and for the Book of the Month giveaway, to enter to win the 2 hardcover books that I chose, you can head over to my Instagram and leave a comment on my most recent Instagram post and tell me either the last book you read or your favorite book, and I will send an Instagram DM to the winner and we'll get the books to you. And the giveaway is not connected to Instagram or Meta in any way. 18+ only please, and you must be in the US or Canada. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so that is it for this video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and like the video if you liked it. It means a lot. I want to thank Book of the Month for sponsoring today's video, and I want to thank my channel members and patrons over on Patreon. You are all so lovely, and I really appreciate the support. I will see you all very soon with another video. Bye bye!